What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how to make Walmart. Now, this is the refresh version of Walmart, and it will have an interior, I'd say, unfortunately. You'll see why. It's going to be pretty bad, I would imagine. But yeah, this thing is also very big, and we have a truck included back here, which, yeah, I don't know. It's a truck. Like, what do you want from me? Anyway, yeah, here is the build in all of its glory. I'll show a sneak peek of the inside, but I won't show the full thing in this. And, yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Here's the interior. Ah, I can't get through the door. Oh, Lord, I can't close it either. Door problems. On another note, here's the original Walmart. Might legitimately take the cake for the worst building I have ever built in Minecraft, but you know, there it is. And here is the remake, which is an actual respectable building. And here are all the materials you'll be needing. Now, the materials on the right are exclusive for the truck. Everything to the left of that gap is needed for the build, and a few for the truck. If you are in survival seeing the monster spawners, don't worry about it. I'll explain that later, because there is an alternative. Alrighty, so the spatial mean for this is a 108 by 127. That might be the largest non-video game tutorial now, I'm not gonna lie. But I just want to start with smooth stone slabs, so yet again we can establish where the front left-hand corner of the build is. So if you start on the front left-hand corner of your 108 by 127 grid call-off growth, if you really made it, I don't know why you would though, you're gonna place a smooth stone slab. From it you will count to the right by 9. Place a smooth stone slab here. From that one, you'll count back by 8. Place a smooth stone slab here. So the gaps, respectively, in the order that we had them, will be 8 and 7 here. And yeah. You'll then bring the smooth stone slab here at the back anyway, back by 14. Just like so. There is a line down the side here. I just forgot to add it on the grid like 15 times. Each time I was like, yeah, I'll add it in a sec, and then I just never did. You can get rid of the smooth stone slabs, and to start the build, you want to now officially get out resin bricks, white wool, white concrete, light gray concrete, quartz pillars, smooth quartz slabs, black stained glass, dark oak doors, and gray concrete. So behind this smooth stone slab, you want to place a resin brick there. You will extend this resin brick to the right by 24. You'll then extend forward 3, right 4, back 3, and then place a quartz pillar to the right. Going right of that, you'll place 2 smooth quartz slabs, quartz pillar, 2 smooth quartz slabs, quartz pillar. These quartz pillars are upward facing, by the way. 2 smooth quartz slabs, quartz pillar, and then you're going to leave a gap of 4 and place a quartz pillar, gap of 4, quartz pillar, gap of 4, quartz pillar, gap of 4, quartz pillar, 2 slabs, quartz pillar, 2 slabs, quartz pillar, 2 slabs, quartz pillar, and then a resin brick. Just to make sure you have this right, there should be 4 4-block gaps in the center, and then 3 of these rows of 2 slabs on the sides, and obviously with a quartz pillar between each of those. And yeah, it should look like this. From this resin brick here, you'll extend it forward 3, right 4, back 3, and then you'll go right by 24. That's the front size of the Walmart. If you don't care about my interior, I would look at this and decide if you want it longer or shorter. I would probably advise changing the length back if you are going to change anything, but again, I do have an interior, so you won't really necessarily have to worry about that if you're building it. You can start, I guess, now by bringing each quartz pillar up by 3. We're going to do a little bit here for the interior, just to make it easier for later. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night as well. I am for the most part. You will extend each row of quartz pillars back by 2 rows. This is one of those things for the interior, just so we don't have to do it later, because we're going to have to do a lot of quartz pillar placing anyway on the inside like this. So, just a little bit less, and since we don't have a ton to do on the outside as far as, you know, and anything to make that interior a little bit shorter. But this will also help us for the exterior anyway, so. Nice. From this point, you want to make sure you're sitting on the inner row, or the middle row of quartz pillar, I should say, as we're going about doing this. The very left and right rows behind the smooth quartz slabs, you're going to place just 4 rows of gray concrete extending up from the floor. Again, the far left and far right. The next 2 moving in, which will also be behind slabs, you'll place just black glass instead of gray concrete. The gray concrete is because I want to say on the inside, the, like, entrance section here doesn't go as far, so I ended up just graying off the sides there. As for the middle 4, you're placing a black glass at the left and right extending in again, and make sure you're in the center row. You'll place a set of dark oak doors in the center from there. Okay, fantastic. Fantastic part 2. Extend either black glass up by 3, and then you'll also connect them together over top of the dark oak doors. With the top 2 rows. And yeah. On each one of these little frames, on both the outside and inside, on the, not the top row, but 1 row down, you're going to place a row of upside-down smooth quartz slabs going all the way across. It'll sit on the row above the dark oak doors, essentially, and that's really the only thing that I have as reference, other than what I've already mentioned, of course. And it should look like this. And I say that looks pretty nice. Subjectively or objectively, one of the two. I don't know words. You can get rid of your black stained glass, dark oak doors, and I think gray concrete, and get out the following: pale oak signs, smooth quartz blocks, and I guess light blue concrete makes the most sense. I'm not really sure. So this step is going to be a little bit strange, but you're going to have to just trust the process here. On the left 2 doors here, you want to above just 1/2 of it off the smooth quartz slabs. Don't do both, just do 1 for now. You'll place a pale oak sign, go down a line, and type in all caps, exit only. Again, on the left 2 most. And I'll only type it once, because you only technically need to do it once. On either of the right 2 most, you're going to place over the door again, and count down a line and type entrance only in all caps, and that is how it is spelled if you do need help. Entrance is kind of weird, because it's like enter has an E in there, another E, and then it's like entrance doesn't. It just kind of takes it away. So, you know. What I would recommend doing, again, you do have to type it across all doors. However, if you're on PC Minecraft, you can get rid of the pale oak signs, and you can take one of these, and you can press control, and whatever your block pick is. For me, it's down on the mouse wheel, and you can place it above each of the doors, respectively. And it's going to be exit on the left 2 and entrance on the right 2. When you place these, you also want them on the inside the same way. We're gonna, again, have to add them again later, but I just think it is nice to have the ones that we can do right now without going too far into the interior. Obviously, it would be kind of pointless to do the entire interior. But yeah, it should look like this from the outside. You see the left 2 say exit, right 2 say entrance. Nice. Above the... I'll say the center row of, like, the black glass, gray concrete, and quartz pillar, you're just placing a full row of smooth quartz block going across. You'll extend it forward and backward a row so it's above this entire thing, and that'll, I don't know, it'll give you something. It'll give you a bunch of A's, I guess. Or B's. Or it's, whatever. I'm saying these are B's, but they look like I's, like really fat lowercase I's. I guess they all look like that, actually. Darn. From the front row of smooth quartz here, anyway, you want to actually extend it forward 1 additional row. And then from that, you're going to go up diagonally forward with a row of light blue concrete, and I'll give you a second after that as I figure out what the heck I'm doing next. You're extending that row of light blue up with 6 additional rows. So it should be 7 in total. And you'll kind of hopefully put 2 and 2 together there. That is the, 5 block letters. 2 block center. Or I guess they would be centered, rather, not 2 blocks center. I don't know why I said 2 blocks center. That had literally nothing to do with that. You should have this. Excluding the left 5 and right 5 most light blues, you're bringing the middle ones up with light blue concrete. Now, you can actually, when you do this, you can just place smooth quartz on those outer 5 on either side, and then just connect those together with light blue concrete. That might be an easier way to go about doing it, just because you need the smooth quartz there later anyway. We can honestly make the letters. We might as well get them out of the way. So get out smooth quartz stairs. If you didn't get rid of the pale oak signs, you will want to get rid of those. And so from the bottom left-hand corner of this, you want to start by counting right by 3 and up by 2 and place an upside-down smooth quartz stair facing left. Right of it, you want a block, upside-down slab, block, upside-down stair facing right. The upside-down slab you'll bring up with 2 blocks and then a slab. And either upside-down stair you'll bring up with 2 blocks, and then a stair facing towards the center. Leave a 1 block gap from the bottom corner of that and place an upside-down stair facing left. Above it, you'll have a stair facing left, and then above that, you'll have an upside-down slab, but there will be a little bit of a gap. It looks like this. It almost looks like an eye if you, like, chiseled off of it. I don't know. You'll take that top upside-down slab and extend it right by 1, and then right with a stair facing right. Extend that stair down with a block, that is the wrong block, and then down with an upside-down stair facing left. Between these bottom 2 upside-down stairs, you'll place a slab, and between the block and this stair here on the left, you'll place an upside-down slab. Leave a 1 block gap from the bottom of that and place 4 smooth quartz moving up. So I guess I lied, it's not centered. These are 4 block letters, not 5. You'll leave a 1 block gap from the bottom of that and place 2 smooth quartz blocks moving up with a stair facing right. It's because of this middle section, I think, makes it centered. Going right of this stair, you'll place an upside-down slab, stair facing right, upside-down slab, stair facing right, and under either stair, you'll place 2 blocks. You'll then make the A again, so leaving a 1 block gap from the bottom of that, you'll place an upside-down stair facing left with a stair also facing left on top. Extend the upside-down stair right with a slab and then an upside-down stair facing left. And extend the other stair right with an upside-down slab and then a block. Extend the block up with a stair facing right and then extend that left with 2 upside-down slabs. Leave a 1 block gap from the bottom of that and place 2 blocks moving up with a stair facing right on top. Right of that stair, you want a block. You'll just leave a 1 block a gap from that particular block and place another block here. Extend it up and down by 1. Below the bottom block, you'll place an upside-down stair facing left with a block to the right. From the top block on this, you'll place a slab to the right with an upside-down slab below that one. Walmart. You'll notice it is severely off-centered. That is fine. Get rid of light blue concrete and get out yellow concrete. And to the right of the bottom of the T, you're going to count over by 3 and place going right 3 yellow concrete. Leave a gap of 1 moving up and place the same row. So this should say Walmart equals right now. Although that's not what we want. So you're going to take the middle row of yellow on both of these and extend them out with another yellow, which will kind of give you this. Essentially, the top is going up and the bottom is going down. They're just going away from each other. From either side yellow, you'll go kind of out diagonally with another yellow. So from the top right, it'll be up diagonally right, top left, up diagonally left, bottom or down diagonally left, bottom right, down diagonally right. Should give you this. Looks a little weird right now, but it'll fix itself up later as we're getting more of the stuff in. You can get rid of your yellow concrete and get out sea lanterns. And we're going to do a little bit of an inventory roulette, I guess, again. If you take out of the rows of 5 resin bricks left and right of the entrance, you want to take specifically the center, and you want to extend it up with 6 light gray concrete, and then a sea lantern. On top of that sea lantern, you should place 4 more. Yes, 4 more light gray concrete, and that should be level with the light blue. You're just kind of ignoring that the smooth quartz is there for now. And yeah. The rest of these kind of U-shapes, you're placing lycra concrete on top. I would leave the corner resin bricks alone, though, because if I remember correctly, the interior wall should be, or it might be double layered, but either way, even if it is, I wouldn't touch those because it's a safer bet to make them the same as the white wool walls, which we'll do in a second here. I just kind of want to get through this. But yeah, this corner technically doesn't matter, the one on the inside, but the outside one might. I don't remember particularly. Nice. Looks a little weird for some reason. Get rid of the sea lanterns and get out stone brick slabs. And a block above where the sea lantern is on this lycra concrete, you'll place a stone brick slab. You can then get rid of those slabs and get out stone brick stairs, and under those slabs place an upside down stone brick stair facing into the sea lantern. So essentially you'll have like a half of it visible like so. That does allow the light to still shine through in Bedrock. I don't know if it does in Java. I feel like it used to not in Additions, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. But either way, you can then get rid of the stone brick stairs and get out orange concrete, but we won't use it just yet. On top of the resin bricks at the left and right here, I'm going to include the inner corner for this one. You're going to place 4 white wool extending up on both sides. They are pretty much symmetrical. The only thing is the orange that we need is not symmetrical. But that's not particularly a huge deal regardless. And yeah. I don't really have anything to say at this point. I don't know. Nice. From the white wool, you'll go up diagonally, oopsies, forward with a row of white concrete that'll extend one off the outside, and you do want to curve it around the wall and kind of make it in line with the side of the white wool, like so. Or I guess one further than the side of the white wool, I should say. It'll go out on each side except for the back, because the back is flat. Nice. You'll extend the white concrete up with 4 rows of white concrete. So they are both 5 technically in total because the resin bricks counts towards the 5 in my mathematics. And then you'll end up being 2 off the top. Of the lycra, at least. I guess the light blue is a little taller at that particular spot, but whatever. Cool. You can then take the resin bricks on the left and right. Which side did I put the sign on? That's a really good question. Okay, the left. And you want to extend the resin brick, and I guess the entire wall, frankly, back by 71. And I'm just going to trace it across at the back here rather than... You don't want to connect it, but you can just like do what I'm doing where you fly across and roughly mark the area. If you're not perfect like across, you can just bring it back from the front instead. But since I have the grid, I kind of cheated. But yeah. It's a large build for sure. But again, I wanted to make sure I got everything in the interior. I even did still go smaller than I would have liked. Because, you know, Walmarts are pretty big, but... Certainly not a superstore, I'll tell you that. When you bring the white concrete back, by the way, do make sure you keep it flush. Like, you don't go further back than the white wool. Because, again, the back is flat, and it doesn't actually have any white at all on it. It's all like gray. Which is kind of weird to think about. But either way. We'll do one more detail on the front before we do the back, because then we can get rid of some stuff. And that'll be helpful for the back because of the... I guess the, like, 2 things we need. We could only get rid of one of them, actually, because we need the other. That kind of sucks. But still, we'll live with it. Already almost 20 minutes. Actually, it would be 20 minutes with the intro. That's crazy. And we barely have any sort of foundation. Like, the front is almost done. As far as the building, we're not even thinking about the parking lot yet. Yeah, figured this would be long. I was debating recording the interior same day. But I just feel like that's a horrible idea, no? Like, I just feel like it's a whole lot of not smart. Because then I would have to be... That's like 3 hours, probably. Like, in total between these two. You should have this anyway. Back on the front, you want to head to the right side, and what you can do from this point is at the, like, top kind of left of the white concrete, you want to place 4 orange concrete extending right in front. Extend it down by 3 rows to create a 4x4. And then on the top left-hand orange... Well, actually, you're going to take the top left orange and count down by 1 and place an opposite on smooth quartz slab. And you're doing a zigzag going up, right, then down, then up. And essentially it'll be, you know, it'll look like this. And it'll be a half a block off the top. This is something about pickup, I think. It says, I forget. I remember there was something like that on the image, and it just, you know, it's not all there in my brain anymore. Anyway, you can head to the back left now. And get rid of the following materials. White concrete, white wool, orange concrete, smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs. And I'm going to push everything forward that I have. And in addition, get out the following. Cobble deep slate stairs, stone buttons, spruce planks, spruce door, and mangrove door, and that should actually finish the back. So, behind, actually, we're going to look forward, and we're going to call the back left the right side, just for the purpose of this. And if you take this resin brick, you'll extend it, well, it would be towards you, but I'm going to say forward with a resin brick. Just so we can kind of get our bearings. Extend off the right an additional 1 so it overhangs, and then left by 3. You'll then go back towards the inside of the build with a resin brick. Then left with 7 cobble deep slate stairs that face towards you. Resin brick. Towards you 1. Left 2. Back 1. Left with 7 cobble deep slate stairs. Resin brick. Towards you 1. Left 2. Then I guess back or towards the front by 1, towards the inside or whatever. Left with 7 cobble deep slate stairs. A resin brick. Forward 1, I'm going to say. Left 2. Then back diagonally left with a spruce plank. Left with a spruce door. Forward diagonally left with a resin brick. Then left by 52. Then left with a mangrove door, and you should end with 8 resin bricks. And again, you'll stick 1 past the white wool row, but you'll be in line with the white, so... That's the back. Before we do anything else, I would probably advise bringing every single resin brick up with 9 rows of light gray concrete. And yeah, this might take a minute, but it is okay. That's... yeah, part of the Minecraft thing, I guess. I would also bring these inner ones up, I believe. Let me just check, because one of these is open. Yeah, I would bring these inner ones up, because you'll need to anyway for the inside, so... might as well. Because I believe, I don't know if that room might be an exception. But for the most part, the interior goes straight up to the actual roof. Which you'll see with some skylights we'll make towards the, like, very end. Those are annoying, but... we're gonna break those in rather than doing anything else, I think. And that might be part of like a time lapse or something. Once obviously I get the numbers and stuff. I'll go above the, I'll go above the mangrove door at least, whatever. But I want to just connect across here. And since that one's at the end, I don't actually have to go above it. But I will go above the mangrove. Now, if you do have any other tutorial suggestions, I guess now's a good time to throw them in the comments. Maybe. Again, I will always just reiterate this, but refresh isn't in order, so try not to ask for anything refresh related. I'll get to them eventually. You can ask for remakes. I'll do remakes if I haven't already, but I'm not going to remake something I've already remade. Like, I'm not going to make a third Chick-fil-A. That's a terrible example. There's already a third Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to make a third barber shop or whatever before refresh, which I think the refresh one is done, actually. Anyway, you should have this. If you went above the mangrove door, good job. For the spruce door here, you're going to bring the spruce plank up by 2 and then left by 1, and everything above that you're connecting together with lycra concrete. As for these 3 suckers, you want to take the top 5 rows of lycra concrete and connect them across, just like kind of, you know, above these openings. It's up to you whether you go in a row. I think I will go in a row, at least at the bottom here. You don't want to necessarily go in any further than that, but I mean, you can. It's no point, because the walls in there are triple, or particularly this back wall is triple layered, so won't really do you much good. Nice. If you would like, this is completely optional, you may have one of these open. I do, because that is where I have the truck positioned. I have the truck on the furthest right one, so I'll start with the left 2. You want to place on top of the cobbled deep side stairs here 2 rows of quartz pillars going across. And again, I'm leaving the right one over there open, the one closest to the outer wall. Going left to right or right to left on the next door doesn't matter. I'll place a quartz pillar, upside down smooth quartz slab, quartz pillar, upside down smooth quartz slab, quartz pillar, upside down smooth quartz slab, and quartz pillar. Basically, you're just alternating between those 2. At the very tippy top, you'll place a row of quartz pillar going across. Across? It's a weird way to say that. Underneath the upside down smooth quartz slabs, only on the outside, you're placing stone buttons. That's perfect, just where I wanted that. Nice. With the right one for the opening, I just have the quartz pillars going across the top 2 rows. Make sure you're still in line, like you're a block in from the wall. Nice. That is like the foundation of the build done. Now, as I've mentioned, there's some other things to focus on. Now, if you head back to the front, I want to focus on these lycra concrete pillars. And if you brought them back the 4th block onto these corner, when I said maybe don't, cool, make sure or it's better that you didn't. You want to connect the lycra concrete together at that back row, which would be the 3rd one. You should be able to then get rid of your lycra concrete. Actually, just clear your inventory. Screw that. And get out light blue concrete, smooth quartz blocks, smooth quartz stairs, and we're gonna... do we want to... Yeah, we'll do those. Black stained glass panes and deep set tile slabs. I was debating not doing the skylights yet, but we might as well get them out of the way. So as for the light blue concrete, again, you'll take the top row here on the left and right, and you want to extend it back by just 2, so it should stick 1 further back than the light gray. You'll connect it across, and you want to make sure you have the smooth quartz, or the light blue concrete, up a row as well. I'm going to bring the smooth quartz around as I do this, just for the I guess, consistency. You should have this. On top of every single top, light gray, light blue, or white concrete, you're placing a smooth quartz block. You'll notice I left the orange out of that. That's good. Don't place anything on the orange. On the, like, right side or the front right. That is so weird looking. They look like, it's like H's. It's strange. I didn't realize that. But yeah, either way, you're just going all the way around. It's pretty much a giant rectangle. Even with the wall being flat at the back and not flat on the other sides, it is still a rectangle. Because I made sure of that. Just generally looks better. It looks weird if you have like a single row sticking out. Nice. Around the edges, you want to place your upside down smooth quartz stairs facing out. Now, on like this portion here, at the front center, you're wrapping it... Essentially, if you take the top row of smooth quartz, you're just going to connect together the very center strip. And I'm going to also do it with these lower portions here, just because it's only 1 row and it just will be easier to have it filled in now rather than trying to fill it all in later. But, so you'll wrap it around these lower sections with the upside down smooth quartz stairs. But once you hit it the final one on the lower portion of the light blue, you're just placing an upside down stair facing out. You're not really overthinking it. You're not doing anything fancy. You're just placing an upside down stair facing out like that. And then above it, when you wrap around here, you'll see it'll just go above it, and it'll sort of connect, but not exactly perfectly, nor in any good way. But yeah, that's really all. Nothing fancy. And again, just make sure you have your stair directions facing the right way, where they all kind of face out and away from the smooth quartz. Just making sure you never, or it looks consistent, where you see you have the, I guess, half block trim at the base for the whole thing, and then you have the full block sticking out above that. And yeah. What is the next refresh? I don't remember. I think it's Fire Station. But I don't know. I know Aquarium is coming up soon, too. That one's, probably going to be a multi-part interior. Also, my dolphins disappeared. I was showing it on a Twitch stream one day, and I discovered all the dolphins are just gone. I don't know where they went, but they're gone. They are out of here. Everything else is okay. It's just the dolphins. But yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, you should end up with this. And that's kind of what the build looks like finish. Now, if you don't care about the skylights and don't care about the parking lot, that's the build. If you care about the truck, that'll be at the very end. So, yeah. But there is obviously the giant hole. You want to fill in the entire ceiling with smooth quartz blocks. I'm going to fill one row at the front to make sure I don't absolutely blow something up here. But I am going to slash fill. And for a brief overview of how this works, I'm going to head to the front right-hand corner here, and this might genuinely be too big for some of you with the simulation distance. You can do it in chunks if that's the case. We're going to place a block just in line with the top white concrete here, and I'm going to stand in the corner. I'll be flying because it'll just be easier. I'll break this block because I don't need it, and I'll copy this coordinate. So for me, if you go into settings, and this should be on all things now if you're on Bedrock, and you go into Creator, this top option, Enable Copy Coordinate UI, you want to turn this on. And then you can just go into the chat and you can click on this button. It'll, if you're on console, it'll have like a triangle for PlayStation, probably a Y for Xbox, I'm not sure. But you can click it and you'll see, oh, this coordinate has been copied. Cool. You'll then fly to the opposite corner. Make sure you don't change your Y value. And if you just place a block under your feet to confirm that and, you know, try to go down and I can't. And then I'll go slash fill 3 tildes, which are those little squiggly lines. I'll copy in the previous one, and I'll go smooth underscore quartz. And once I type the Q, you see it'll come up, and I'll just press tab. And bam. And then you see 6,800 blocks. Now, again, if you need to do it in segments, you can go like a third of the way, probably. Because I have insane simulation distance. That's what you need to check if you're having problems. Just make sure your simulation distance is turned all the way up. And if it is, then I'm just sorry. There's not much you can do there. But anyway. On this giant roof, you want to head to the back right-hand corner, and there's going to be a pattern here, but we have to find where it starts first. From this upside-down stair here, you'll count forward by 3. We're not really worried about whether or not it's stair or blocks, but that's just good to know. And you want to, from that one, count left by 5. Break 3 blocks extending left, and then 2 rows forward. Leaving gaps of 8, you want to break 2 more of these going to the left. So I'll count over 9, and then I'll break these 2 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then on that 9th row, actually, I'll break, and this should be 8 here, if I just count this. Yeah. Nice. You will break with that an additional 3 rows forward as well with the same pattern, again, the gaps of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'll do one more time. I would check as often as you can to make sure you don't screw up the spacing, because it is very easy to just accidentally miscount 1 over or 1 under or something. So yeah, just try to make sure you're in the right spot at most times. You'll notice obviously by the end. But, like, who wants to fix all that? Let's be honest. Nobody wants to make that mistake and then have to fix it. That's just not fun. Nice. We'll worry about filling them in later. I'm just not concerned about that. The, front left row, you're going to extend this one forward an additional 2 with the pattern. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. And you'll be kind of close, but not that close to the front. Like so. The front 4 on this left row, you want to extend to the left 5 with the same thing. Is it 5 or 4? That's 4, okay. 6, 7, 8, and then I'll break 3. I will say if you get it wrong, I don't think it'll matter that much. Like, you may genuinely not notice. It might make a difference on the interior lighting, but I'm not really positive. Well, no, yes, it will, because I remember the interior lighting is based off of a pattern that works essentially around this. So the lights kind of go between these and, like, you know, keep around, but yeah. Such a fun time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yeah, you can also, I'm not there yet, and I'll say it again, but you can also break the glass once you're at that point. Or fill these in with glass once you're at that point, I mean, my bad. I love just like, I can't, again, I can't count, think, build, whatever at the same time. I can't multitask like that. I really just to block off twice. I mean, I was still in the pattern, but... and then one more row. Yes. Sick. Overall, it's not insanely difficult. Just kind of tedious. But yeah, the areas that are not occupied with these have either 1, lower ceilings, or 2, the pattern just wouldn't have worked again. Like, you'll notice if you count over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you try to break 3. This one would actually work, but it's so close to the wall, and we have something going on over there, so yeah. And then again, you're going to fill these in with black stained glass once you're done. There's one other step we have to do with these, which is really annoying as well, but that's okay. Not everything about these are splendid and enjoyable, but as long as they look good and do the thing, then that's fine. I don't know what do the thing is, by the way. Like, it's kind of subjective depending on what you're doing with the build and what you want it for. I would assume to be in a city, but like if you're just having it there to have it for fun, like, you know, then it's doing the thing still. It's my philosophy. It's not particularly a good one, but it's the philosophy nonetheless. I missed so many over there. Oh yeah, no, I just like started with the back row of the long row for some reason. That was dumb. Whatever. The other thing is slabs, and this part is annoying, but we're going to do it on both the outside and inside, because there's no point in trying to wait on the inside. We're going to have to do it later anyway, so, like, we might as well just get it out of the way. Plus, it does make them look better. But it is annoying. I'll also throw you with another maybe option that won't particularly look splendid, or won't make it look that much different, but it might look better. It's kind of dependent on if you care that much. As for me, no. But I think it would look better. I don't know, again, just thinking and thinking at the same time. Double thinking. I'm layering my thoughts now, and they're not agreeing. Anyway, you should end up with this. So around the both inside and outside of these, you're going to place deep slate tile slabs just around the surrounding smooth quartz. Essentially, you're creating these 5x5 squares, like so. On the bottom will be upside down. Obviously, you just want to stay against these smooth quartz. The option I'm going to give you is between the, I guess, you know, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Oh my god. Between the layers of deep slate tiles, rather than making a giant freaking Oreo, replace the smooth quartz just around it with deep slate tiles, and it might look a little bit better. It'd be a little bit more consistent as far as the coloring, but again, it's not really something that I would look at and be like, yeah, no, it needs it 100%. Because it's a whole, like, 5 extra minutes. It's not even 5 minutes, like 2 minutes. And, you know, I could imagine how much I could do with those 2 minutes. I could eat an Oreo myself. Instead of having to look at them in Minecraft and think, yeah, that looks like an Oreo, and then want an Oreo. I didn't just do that or anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I feel like I had a new Oreo flavor recently, didn't I? I feel like I tried a new one. It was, oh yeah, they... Gonna go on a tangent here. Not really a tangent, but I'll talk for a second here. They made cookies and cream Oreos. So, like... they're Oreo flavored Oreos. Now, they don't taste different at all. Like, they just taste like Oreos. But they're like... If anybody's had the Pop Rocks Oreos, those were a thing. I think it was Oreos, at least. I'm pretty sure it was. It kind of reminded me of that, except minus the Pop Rocks. And what I mean by that is, like you have the, like, crunchy bits in the Oreo cream. It's a weird mix, but it works. It's almost like sweet and salty. Like if you put pretzels in ice cream or something. By the way, if you've never done that, 10 out of 10 would recommend. It's a great combo. It's one of the legendary ice cream combos of all time, at least in my mind. Certified ice cream expert here, and if you dislike it, you're wrong. That's a joke. But, yeah, anyway. I'm gonna time-lapse the rest of this, actually, because I'm seeing the video is already, like, 40 minutes, and I don't want to make you guys wait forever. So, yeah, I'll be back once both the inside and outside of these are layered. And that'll save us a little bit more time on the interior. Yippee, because it'll take 2 hours. There you go. That is the Walmart on its own done. Now, as for the parking lot and surrounding details, you want to clear your inventory and start off by getting out smooth stone slabs, sandstone, gray concrete, white concrete, light blue concrete. Do we want to mark these? Yeah, sure. Andesite walls. Iron bars, cauldrons, and dark oak fence gates. So, we're going to start with this row of smooth stone slabs here at the left. We're going to start by, like, doing this left area here, because this one's the crazier one. If you take this row of smooth stone slabs here, you want to take the far back slab and extend it left one, so it overhangs, and you're going to extend it all the way back, and you should run into the resin brick that overhangs here at the back. Nice. As for this front left smooth stone slab, I'm giggling not for a good reason here. You want to extend this all the way back. Now, when I say all the way back, I mean to the end of the grid, which would mean you're bringing this slab back by 126. So, have fun. Just like that. I'll give you another second. You can then extend that back one to the right by 41. Then from this one, you'll go forward by 28. And you're going to take not the frontmost one, but the one just behind that, and you'll extend this pretty much all the way right with smooth stone slabs until you can connect forward into the final resin brick, which you want to do. Just like so. We'll fill that in later, but I just wanted to get that out of the way because that's funny. And also diabolical. You want to head back to the front anyway. And the row of smooth stone slabs we ended up bringing essentially left and then all the way back. This one that kind of squiggles around the side of the build there. If you take it and essentially count to the 5th slab forward from the back, so 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, you want to bring this slab right by 23. You'll then leave a gap of 4. I don't have this marked on my grid, but that's okay. And then you will, or pardon me, a gap of 5, not 4. And then you will place 16 smooth stone slabs. Then a gap of 3. Then 5 smooth stone slabs. Then a gap of 3 again. Then 12 smooth stone slabs. Then yet again that gap of 5. And then you'll place 24 smooth stone slabs. This furthest right one you'll bring back by 4 and forward until the end of the grid. I'll give you the number. Forward by 18. From that one, you'll leave a gap of 7 extending back to the left. And from this block, you're going to place a row of smooth stone slabs going all the way until you connect. Now, pretty much all this is getting filled in with gray concrete, except for in line with some of the slabs. Now, I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do, I would recommend breaking all of this. However, I'm going to slash fill replace the grass with gray concrete after I've done the parking spaces. I just think that's a little bit easier. It's entirely up to you if you want to do that or not. So, what I'm going to just do is I'm going to take the right side here, and it would probably be easier to break if you're not going to do the fill, but I will show you how it works again. Just, this might be another area where the simulation distance will absolutely screw you. From the right side, you want to count left to this first slab, and behind it, you're going to break 5 grass in and replace it with white concrete. From that one, you're just going to keep leaving gaps of 3 and placing these rows of 5. And I'm going to actually start by marking it. You want to go all the way until you're like 15-ish short of the end. That's not particularly an accurate number. I'm going to show you basically where we'll line up on the build with it once we're at the end. Whoopsies. I'll just press a gray, whatever. It's fine. If I make a mistake, then I'll just replace it with a gray. You'll be, like, about there, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You'll be 12. You'll have 12 grass to your left, and that 12th one will be in line with the, like, slab row here. And again, you just want all these to be rows of 5. And yeah. Almost there. And then the trucks shouldn't also take too long. The trucks are generally like 10 minutes. If even. They're like maybe 8 or 9, actually. This one's a little bit more complicated, though. It actually has an interior. Not really. The only interior it has is for the back of it. Because it's open. Figured I would make it look like there's some. Again, it's the thing I talked about. I didn't talk about it in the game making tips video, but I had it as a pinned comment, like movement. Just having something to make it look alive, even if nobody's there. Although I guess I'd make it feel like it's a ghost town in a way. You can essentially just trace all these lines to the back row of slabs and just do the same thing with the 5 coming off the back there. You should end with 7 between your 2 rows. Which is correct. And this one will extend or keep extending left until you pretty much can't anymore. As for the right side, I guess you could do the same. I didn't go for it. Oh no, yes I did go further actually. You're gonna go both sides until you can't go anymore. Which should be 3 rows of grass, and then you just can't place the next row, obviously. Normally it works up against, but it's unfortunate. And then the gaps of 5, you'll be off the sides of it. And the gaps of 3, you'll be off the slabs to the side of it. Essentially, I guess, that was a bad way to explain that. Off the rows of 5, the gaps of 5, you're taking the, like, left and right rows of the gap, and you're placing the 5 concrete off of that. That was a little bit betterly explained. Betterly explained? You know, it's so close. Honestly, so close. And, yeah, anyway. Well, almost there. And those will be the last of the parking spaces and stuff. We have a little bit more to do with them, I guess, but... Nice. Now, there's a couple on the back we want to mark out. The two off of the, like, 3 gaps. If you look down at each of them, you want to take the, like, top left-hand grass and replace it with a white along with the bottom right. To give you this. Kind of look like musical notes. From the... I don't know how I just noticed that. From the bottom left grass, you'll count, I guess, up by 1 and go up diagonally right with 3 white. And I'll give you this. To the left of each of these, the space, you'll break the middle grass and replace it with a light blue concrete. That is all that has to offer. Now, the line of 8 on the, like, far left, we're not worrying about. On the right side here, this line of 7, the left 4 blocks are replaced with white concrete and the other 3 are gray. So for the gray, I guess, slash fill, I want to take the front right-hand corner here of the space. Gonna break down, and I'm gonna, again, copy this coordinate the same way we did earlier. And then I'll just place the gray in the spot and jump up. I'll head to the other side, and this is very important that you don't mess this up, because I'm sure I somehow will. If you stand on this grass here, you don't have to break in there, you can stand on it. You'll do slash fill, 3 tildes, copy the coordinate, gray underscore concrete, replace, you can just do grass, but grass underscore block to be a little bit more formal, and even though it's a video game. And if you enter that, it should just replace all of the gray with grass. That is a little bit risky, obviously, if you make a mistake, and it could go horribly wrong, but now I've made that mistake a few times. I've done it on stream. I made the security breach atrium, and after finishing the whole thing, I accidentally wiped it with a slash fill command. So, you know, that happened. I still never forget that. Anything behind this little, like, line in front of the store, you're filling this in with sandstone. I'm going to slash fill some of this, just because I don't want to do anything. Also because the video is going on an hour, and, you know, I don't want to make you guys sit here forever, and I don't want to watch this thing upload for 2 hours straight. Although it doesn't really take that long to upload, generally. Like, the 40-minute videos are fairly quick, but this isn't 40 minutes, so... But yeah, there's a taste for what the interior will be. I'm definitely not doing it today. For members who may be curious. You should have this. Before we start moving back, I want to actually make the little cart things. They are just on this row, and you can extend this parking lot as far forward as you want as well. I forgot to mention that. Just, you know, it's kind of up to you. I don't generally like to make it more than a row, because then the grid starts getting absurd. More than this absurd. But so what you want to do is, the 2 spaces with the gaps of 5 behind them, you want to take the back white concrete on either side and extend them up with 3 andesite walls. And it should be 4 walls you're bringing up in total, but just 2 spaces. Extend the bottom andesite walls forward with 4 iron bars each. 4 in total, so 1 each. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. That's such a weird way to do it. Place a light blue concrete on each andesite wall and connect them together. I'm sorry if anybody actually does tutorials like that, where they're like, okay, so there's 4 of these, so you're placing 4 iron bars in total here. I'll mention it sometimes, but, like, just using that as the thing is not exactly it. You can place 2 rows or 3 rows if you want, since we do have the space, and the cauldrons and iron bars don't actually connect, and neither do the andesite walls. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these sandstone, like, behind this in the center, and I'm going to place a cauldron off of it. I'm going to do all this at once, and then I'll just do it again. Off the cauldron, I'm crouch placing a dark oak fence and dark oak fence gate and opening it up against it. Then just forward from that, cauldron, in front of that, dark oak fence gate, open into it. Cauldron, dark oak fence gate, open into it. And it should give you 6 carts in total. It's not a ton, but there's, like, 3 more on the inside. And yeah, it should look like this. That's my cart design. Not particularly interesting, nor probably not original, but I'm not sure. I didn't take it from anybody, but I'm sure it's been used somewhere. As for the rest, this will take a hot minute to fill in, and again, I maybe advise using slash fill if you have it at your disposal. But if you head to the back here, head to the, like, right side where this row of slabs moves forward, and these 2 grass you're replacing with sandstone. Everything right of this is also sandstone. Everything left is going to be gray concrete, which is just a giant square and then the pathway off the left of the build. And yeah, again, it'll take a little bit to fill in. I'll manually do this one, but I'm going to do the gray concrete with a command again. It's either that or a time lapse, I feel like. That's going to be my justification for the slash fill in the tutorials. And say I'll head here, and I will have to probably do a little bit of it manually just because it's not going to line up exactly with the... actually, no, it can. Well, it'll either be... Okay, I'd rather do the full row, I think. I'm going to do replace grass because I'm paranoid for some reason. Cool. So I sure hope there's no dirt. Is random tick speed still on? I might have turned it off. I don't remember. And then I'll go all the way forward. And I guess I'll go under the slab row. It doesn't really make a huge difference. And then I'll just fill in this. Nice. There's a little bit more to do on the front before we can add the truck, though. There's like one more thing. So, if you head back forward... One thing I will mention, if you have a road in front of this you want to connect, you're going to connect from that right side. The left side you can connect, just it's a truck entrance rather than anything else or where the trucks would go, so it kind of depends on how you're doing your road and stuff for that to work. You could have it enter from specifically the parking lot or not or whatever, it's up to you. But you want to get out for this final step, of the front at least, polish deep slate slabs, polished deep slate stairs, and finally, the forbidden monster spawners. If you're in survival or something, use, I would say, tinted glass. If you can't get tinted glass easily, black stained glass will work just as fine. But I'll explain what they're for in a second. If you take the left side, and you're taking essentially the front right-hand corner of this left portion, which would be between the light gray and the white walls. From the sandstone, you're counting left by 2 and placing a polished deep slate block, just with the slabs. On top of that, you'll place a polished deep slate stair facing forward, then a stair facing left, then a slab. Extend the slab left by 2. Underneath those slabs, you're breaking the wall and replacing it with polished deep slate blocks. I would also go behind the left facing stair because that is visible there. In addition, the sandstone and the floor you're breaking below it, and you're filling in kind of under these 2 slabs with just monster spawners. This is like one of those things where you get either propane tanks or bottles or whatever that they generally have. I don't know if Walmart always has them. I think my Walmart has propane. One for propane. I feel like the water bottles are generally more grocery stores rather than stores like Walmart. Anyway, that's all other than the truck. Now, if you want to do the truck, you can head to the back here, and you want to get out the following materials. Block of coal, stone buttons, smooth quartz slabs, diorite slabs, stone slabs, polished deep slate slabs, smooth quartz stairs, smooth quartz blocks, and smooth quartz slabs. So from the open drive-through, what the hell, the loading dock or the garage door, you want to take the center cobbled deep slate stair from it, and you're going to count back by 3 to this gray concrete. And you'll count left and right by 1 from this and place a block of coal on either side. This is the back of the truck, so we're going to treat it as so. We're going to look towards the garage door, and we're going to work this way. Behind those, first off, you'll place upside down smooth quartz slabs. In front of those blocks of coal, you'll place another block of coal. 4 upside down smooth quartz slabs. Block of coal. 3 upside down smooth quartz slabs. Block of coal. Upside down stone slab. Block of coal. 2 upside down stone slabs. Block of coal. 3 upside down diorite slabs. Block of coal. Upside down diorite slab. And it'll give you this absolute monstrosity. You're connecting the upside down slabs together with the same upside down slabs. The ones that make sense to connect with these certain slabs just do, like, essentially, or the blocks of coal, I mean. So essentially you have these 2 all place upside down slabs here because that's obvious. The ones that aren't are pretty much all going to be stone. So it's the one in the middle of the stone and the one either side I'll also make stone. Kind of up to you if you want to do it that way or not, though. From the very front, you want to take the center upside down diorite slab and place a stone on top. with just the slabs. Left and right of that, place smooth quartz stairs facing away from it like so. Going back from those, you'll place upside down smooth quartz stairs facing out. Then a smooth quartz block. Gap of 1, smooth quartz block, upside down stair facing out. You'll extend those upside down stairs at the very back up with 3 blocks each of smooth quartz. And then you'll take the top smooth quartz and extend it forward with 2 blocks. Stair facing forward. Down with a block and then forward with a slab. At the kind of top here on these sides, you'll place smooth quartz stairs facing out just under these top blocks. Since we have them, you want to place upside down smooth quartz stairs facing out on top of each block of coal. You'll have to place a bunch of placeholders for this, but that's fine. I just want to get these out of the way so we don't need the upside down stairs anymore. At least I don't believe we will. Unless I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. You can also place stone buttons off the kind of outside of the blocks of coal to create the tires. Fairly old design, but yeah, it still works, so. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. One last thing before we clear inventory. Out of the top here, the smooth quartz. Not the backmost smooth quartz, but one row in front, these connect together with a smooth quartz block just right there. Clear your inventory now, except the polished deep-slate slabs actually really quickly. Just behind the front of the truck here, you'll place a row of polished deep-slate slabs on the first full row of upside-down stone slabs. And then you can clear your inventory. I do apologize if you already got rid of them. I just almost missed it and I wanted to use them since we had them. You want to now get out cyan carpet. We're going to want to get out smooth quartz blocks for a second again, but we're not going to need them long. Glow lichen. Warp slabs, which we're going to use for blocks just cuz. Warp stairs. Glass panes. Glass blocks. Iron doors. And levers. Off the front of the stone here, you're going to place a glow lichen. Side note, I didn't add a license plate for this. I probably should have, but I kind of just forgot. I'm not going to lie. So if you want to add one, you can on both the front and back. From this stone, anyway, you're going to place 2 smooth quartz blocks behind it. On this back row of 3, you're placing glass blocks like so. In front of the center one, you'll just place 2 cyan carpets, so it goes on top of the stone, and that 1 smooth quartz. On the left and right here, you want to place iron doors. I would have them both facing, so the handle is facing backwards like that. If you're having a problem with this one, just replace this glass block with a full block for a second, and it should cooperate. The doors are not particularly kind in Bedrock. Behind them, from there, you'll place a glass block. And then off the sides of the front glass blocks, you're placing levers. These are not to open the iron doors. These are for the, oh my god, what are they called? The side mirrors. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. The center row of smooth quartz at the, at least front and top here, you're going to connect together with warped of whatever, the same plank, slab, block, whatever. Just like so. Along with the, again, top, back, I believe, yes. But you don't want to do the back going down yet. Because what you actually want to do going down from this plank is you'll place a warp stair facing back, glass pan, and then a warp plank here at the bottom. With the exception of the headlights, that's the front done. We'll worry about the headlights when we do the taillights as well, but we can't do the taillights because, well, we're kind of missing the back of the truck. Clear your inventory and get out the following now. Quartz pillars, light blue concrete, yellow concrete, diorite walls, optionally chiseled bookshelves and beehives. You'll see why I say they're optional. And then you want item frames, block of redstone, and glow item frames. And of course we're going to be 1 short from finishing, but that's okay. On these sides here, you're going to, basically on the side row of slabs, you're going to place quartz pillars just going across. You're just kind of connecting the upside down stairs together, and you want to make sure you have one in front of and behind the backmost and frontmost upside down stairs. Just like so. Basically as far as you can go. So it's going to be kind of a weird way to go about doing this, but if you take on the left and right, the middle upside down stair, or the like middle tire here, it's a singular tile that is 3 blocks in front and 4 behind before another tire. You're going to place 2 light blue concrete on top of that upside down stair on both sides. When you're looking at it from the respective side, you're going to go right with 2 rows of light blue concrete and then a row of yellow concrete. So on the essentially, it's going to change per side. So on the right side of the truck here, it'll go backwards. On the left, it'll go forward. And then you're going to, again, doing the same thing, go left of each of these with 3 rows of light blue concrete. Place quartz pillars off the kind of sides of this, just kind of to fill out the sides of the trailer. You're going to get awfully close to the top here. It's fine. You would be surprised, like, how they actually park these. It's kind of crazy. Like, they get as close as they physically can. But, I mean, obviously you don't want to be, like, jumping over to get the, you know, stuff from the truck. It causes a safety hazard. You're placing a row of sideways quartz pillar on top of that from there. So it should be, I think, as tall as the actual truck part now, yeah. The front of this, along with the top, you're just kind of filling in with sideways quartz pillars. Now, with this one, you're just going to have to place a bunch of placeholders, just kind of going off the front of the truck, and then just bring it back from there. It's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Heading to the back of the truck, you'll place a diorite wall at the top here, coming down from the quartz pillar. And then just a few rows in, doesn't really matter how many. You're going to place, I would go maybe like the first row of the logo that appears. You're placing a couple of chiseled bookshelves at the bottom. I like them facing into the wall so you don't see the open part of them like so. And then I'll have a beehive above them also facing to the side so you don't see anything. Those are just the boxes. Generally they're on pallets, but I can't really make a pallet properly with spacing. If you give me like a 100 by 100 area, I can make a pretty big pallet, but it's like a 1 by 1. It's not easy. You want to, off of the bottom quartz pillars here on the left and right, you're placing item frames with blocks of redstone in them. Off the front of the truck, you'll take these smooth quartz stairs and place glow item frames off the front of them, which you can then clear your inventory to get out ochre frog lights, which you will place in these. And, yeah, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the truck. And that is your entire refresh Walmart complete, except for the interior. But we'll get there eventually, I swear. It should be in a couple days. With the way scheduling is, it won't probably be next day, obviously, because of all the video game builds. But it should be the next city tutorial, I would imagine. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build in the comments, I guess, below. It's one of my favorite refreshers, although I really like most of them. I don't know. Like, it's hard to pick a favorite because I definitely put a little bit of extra effort into these, and they do turn out better as a result. You can definitely tell. Anyway, thank you all so much if you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I checked it a little bit early. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.